Safety meeting to order, please. All members are present except for Councilwoman Samples. The last time public safety met was February 10th. Can I get approval of those minutes, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, minutes are approved. Thanks. So we have two new pieces in front of us. Our first piece is ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent to enter into a contract or contracts for the purchase of the LEFTA Patrol FTO software and declare an emergency. We have Deputy Mayor of Public Safety Charlie Brown with us today.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Kamer and committee members. To my left is Captain McCosey. He can give you more granular detail about this. It's $15,000, as you can see, and the software will allow our field training officers to report on new officers who are being trained directly on it's a mobile database system in the cruiser instead of writing on paper. So it also will allow us, the system will allow us to provide security protections to keep the data within. So we're also asking for suspension of the rules if it's the committee's favor to accept the legislation request.
All right, thank you. I'm looking through here. I'm just curious. What's LEFTA stand for? Or did you say that? Oh.
I didn't say it.
LEFTA is actually the company. The field training officer application is what it is actually what we're purchasing. LEFTA Systems is a division of International Business Information Technologies.
Okay.
I'm going to guess, Mr. Kamer, law enforcement field training application is going to be my guess.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, thank you. Explain that. Questions from committee members? No?
Just
Go ahead, Councilman.
to make sure this is improving the efficiency of our training program.
Yes, it will. It moves us from an all-paper system, pages in a binder, to an electronic system where it's a lot easier to work with. The data is stored a lot more securely, and it forms a formal record of their training.
Thanks.
Good
explanation.
All right, thank you, Councilman. Any other questions or comments, committee members, council members, and chambers? All right, with that, I know Deputy Mayor Charlie Brown did ask for suspension of the rules. Can I grant him that request?
Motion for suspension of the rules.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, we'll pass that this evening on suspension of the rules. Appreciate it. Our next piece is an ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent to enter into a contract or contracts for the purchase of up to 35 police vehicles, authorizing the purchasing agent, after publicly advertising for bids, to enter into the contract or contracts for the purchase of up to 22 mobile computers and incidental equipment for operation in new police vehicles and declare an emergency. Charlie?
Yes, this just to make sure you guys know that it's up to 35 vehicles we're asking for, and those 22 mobile devices are necessary peripherals for the marked cruisers. So we're looking at $1.2 million and some change for up to 35 vehicles and those peripherals that I just mentioned earlier. And if it is your favor, again, we'd ask for suspension of the rules.
All right, thank you. I do got one question, Charlie. Under the sources, I'll just ask you, issue 4 monies?
We have it's over $1 million, slightly over $1 million going to be issued for. The rest of the money is going to be coming out of capital funds.
Okay, capital funds. All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Councilman Swirsky.
Yeah, just that seeing new police vehicles along with the unmarked detective vehicles is great for us, and it's one thing, we don't mind okaying a good sum of money, but in this case it's really, really needed and really important, and thank you for recognizing the need and providing a solution.
Thank you, Mr. Swirsky.
Thank you, Councilman. Appreciate it. Any other questions or comments? Council members on committee? Other council members? Councilman Lombardo?
Mr. Brown, would these vehicles replace old ones, or are they in addition to the fleet?
There's a rotation program, and Captain McCosey could explain that rotation a lot better than I can. So, Cap, if you could just give a little bit of insight about the rotation program.
Yes, sir. As we build these cars, they come in, we build them and put them into service. They replace the car that's currently in service. That car that's in service usually becomes a spare, and the current spare is usually at that point eliminated, retired from the fleet because it's no longer usable. So it is a rotation basis, typically a 3 to 4 year cycle for a cruiser, which is pretty hard on the cars, but that serves us.
Right, that was my next question. Useful life of a vehicle, I'm sure it depends, but you're saying 3 to 5, 4 to 6?
Yeah, 3 to 5 is, 5 for a marked car is a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot of road miles.
Sure.
A lot of road miles.
Good question, thanks. Any other questions or comments for committee members? Or council members? Councilman Malik.
Have we been purchasing about the same number of cars for the past couple of years?
We actually have purchased more in the last couple of years, and part of that was due to issue 4 to get caught up. We are working toward a more normalized schedule, and we're almost there where we will have more of a normalized number of cars, both in terms of marked cars and in terms of our Detective Bureau fleet, so that that's a constant, and we have a better control on that. We're not trying to do a whole bunch of one year and not so many the next. And there's a lot of factors that go into that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other questions or comments? Council members in chambers. All right, with that, I did know our Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Charles Brown, did request suspension of the rules. Can we grant him that request?
Motion for suspension of the rules.
I have a motion and a second by Malik. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, we'll pass both of those this evening. Thank you, too, for your hard work. And with that, I think we're adjourned. Thanks.